An American streamer is facing the consequences of his outrageous acts abroad.
He is a disgrace, not just to the streaming community, but to humanity itself.
This isn't entertainment. It's a criminal offense. He needs to be deported immediately.
What he did in our country is unforgivable. He must pay the price.
Ramzi Khaled Ismail, better known as Johnny Somali, has sparked international outrage with a string of disturbing live streams across Asia. Now, prosecutors say he could face decades behind bars, possibly the longest prison sentence ever handed to a streamer.
Johnny Somali wanted fame at any cost. What he got instead, a courtroom. And the crazy part, yet this wasn't overnight. It was a long trail of bad choices. Let's rewind. The irony of Johnny Somali is that in the beginning, there wasn't much of Johnny at all. He wasn't a star, a villain, or even Somali. His real name is Ramzi Khaled Ismail, born September 26, 2000 in Phoenix, Arizona. He grew up in Scottsdale, graduated from Arizona State University with a degree in finance, and by all accounts was normal. But normal doesn't get you anywhere on the internet. So as he began streaming, Rami constructed a persona, Johnny Somali. It was catchy, mysterious, problematic enough to stick in your head. The only problem? He isn't Somali. His father is Ethiopian, or most specifically. Online, people from Somalia were quick to distance themselves, saying, "We are not like this man. This is not us." And it wasn't just the name. Johnny spun tall tales about himself. At different times, he claimed he was a former Somali pirate. At others, a child soldier. Both stories were completely false, but they added to his mystique, his edge, and gave his fans something to gossip about. But Rami didn't care. He had his brand. He thought, why spend 40 years in a 9-to-5 job earning the same salary as everyone else? He ran a vape company and started documenting his travels, and in his head, that meant freedom, to make content, to be seen. At first, he actually tried. In early 2023, he was in Thailand uploading travel vlogs, strolling through Bangkok streets, sampling food, documenting nightlife. By May that year, he had uploaded over 300 videos, and yet, fewer than 5,000 subscribers. His dream of being a global creator was slipping further away with every boring vlog. Most people would quit, or they'd try harder, polish their content, find their voice. Rami chose a third option, to lean into chaos. His inspiration was clear. Streamers like Ice Poseidon, notorious for pushing boundaries with IRL content. Why work on storytelling when you can just poke people until they react? In an ecosystem where outrage is currency, provocation was the fastest route to virality. So Rami transformed. He swapped the tourist for the troll, and Japan would become his stage. By mid-2023, he landed in Tokyo, camera rolling. Within hours, his new style was clear. He sat on a train, leaned toward a passenger, and shouted in a mocking accent, "Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we destroy it."
Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you know what we do to you niggas? Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we destroy it. Because you niggas don't know how to behave. Wallahi billahi wa tallahi. I swear to God. You do again, we're gonna do again. You understand?
Passengers froze. A Korean-American man confronted him. Clips flew across social media. And overnight, Johnny Somali wasn't obscure anymore. He was infamous.
Clout.
Why? You want a clout?
I want money too. I want money too. I want clout and I want money too. I want it both. I want clout and I want money too.
The formula worked. Hate brought Johnny more views.
We just hit 19K. Let's get the 20K shot. 20,000. We get the 100K fucking plot. What you gonna say? What do you think you're gonna say? When Johnny Somali hit 100 fucking K, what do you think you're gonna say?
What followed in Japan was chaotic. He called Japanese speech the Mulan language. He labeled locals NPCs. He blasted racist music on trains, all while streaming. His mantra was simple: more haters equals more money, and his audience agreed. The chat egged him on, cheering as he dug deeper into offensiveness. And the chat wasn't just random viewers. Johnny's Discord goons, as they called themselves, actively encouraged him. They donated to make him say offensive lines. They fed him ideas for provocations. By this point, Twitch had already banned him for his harassment and trespassing stunts, but that didn't stop him. He just switched platforms, moving to Kick, where rules were looser. And one of his most notorious moments came when he barged into the live stream of Mayako, a Japanese Twitch streamer with thousands of viewers. Because he was banned, just showing his face on her stream could have put her whole channel at risk. She realized immediately and walked away, but Johnny cursed at her until she broke down in tears.
You don't get banned with me.
me, you better walk away.
I'm a dick. I'm so sorry, guys. Today, I really wanted to have a really great stream.
Still, Johnny pressed on, and for the first time, Japan pushed back. One man confronted him calmly, trying to explain why yelling about Hiroshima wasn't just rude, it was trauma. Johnny brushed it off, blaming donations. Another man the next day simply punched him.
Yeah, and what?
All you have to say
Don't
is
grab nothing. Oh.
And soon, groups of Japanese YouTubers confronted him directly. On camera, they forced him to apologize. But apologies only matter if they're real, and Johnny's wasn't. He laughed, brushed it aside, said he just wanted to party, smash Japanese ladies, and keep enjoying Japan.
I don't hate you guys. I don't hate Japan. I said something a little bit hurtful, and I understand that you guys are mad about it. Even though it was very long ago, I want to come here to enjoy Japan. I want to go to the club. I want to smash some Japanese ladies. I want to party. I want to have a good time.
Major Japanese newspapers like Asahi Shimbun and Mainichi Shimbun published furious headlines, labeling him a history offender and a disgraceful foreigner. Clips of his rants even ran on Japanese national television, making him the focal point of public anger. In a country where social harmony is everything, Johnny had managed to make himself the face of disrespect. The breaking point came when he walked into a restaurant and played the North Korean missile alert siren on his phone. For Japanese citizens, that sound is tied to real terror, the warning that a missile is incoming. It wasn't just obnoxious, it was cruel. Police arrested him, charged him with obstruction of business, fined him about $1,400, and deported him. Japan banned him for 5 years. Most people would have taken the hint. Johnny Somali didn't. He doubled down. He tore up a Japanese flag on stream, shouting that streamers run your country. He shared memes of atomic bombs. And in his mind, the deportation wasn't punishment, it was promotion. He thought he'd beaten a whole nation and gotten away with it.
you dumbass motherfuckers. Japan. Suck our dick, cocksuckers. Us streamers, we run your fucking country. CX in the motherfucking chat.
After Japan, Johnny needed a new stage. He'd been banned, deported, and dragged across national TV, but in his mind, that was proof he was doing something right. He'd found the formula: offend, provoke, stream the chaos, and let the hate fuel the hype. So in early 2024, he headed to Israel, Jerusalem, the Western Wall, one of the holiest sites in Judaism. Pilgrims pray there, pressing written wishes into its cracks. And Johnny Somali, he thought it would be funny to do it with images of controversial figures: Aiden Ross, Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein against the wall while live streaming. His tone wasn't clever, it wasn't parody, it was crude and mocking. "Epstein, you'll always be one of us," he said into the camera, grinning. "We love you. You're our King Jew."
Epstein, you'll always be one of us. We love you. You're our King Jew. You're one of us. It doesn't matter what you did, nigga. You're still Jewish. You're still one of us. We love you. Here you go. We'll put you right next to Aiden. Put you right next to Aiden in this.
The crowd around him was horrified. Authorities moved quickly. He was arrested on the spot, then barred from entering Jerusalem again. But that wasn't enough to stop him. He started harassing female police officers at a protest. On camera, he called one officer a bad bitch over and over, promising he'd change her life. His language was vulgar, threatening, and clearly unwanted. She pushed him off, but he kept going, insisting.
Oh, you a bad bitch. I swear to God. You a bad bitch. I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God. I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life. I promise you. You a bad bitch right here.
Soon after, he was arrested again. This time he screamed, "I'm from America," as if that gave him immunity. But his US passport wasn't going to shield him.
What am I going to jail for? America! I'm from America! I'm from America!
A few days later, his luck in Israel finally ran out. While streaming on the streets, a group of men approached him. The camera jolted, the feed turned shaky, and you could hear shouting. Then there was a brief scuffle, and suddenly, the stream went black.
Okay. What the fuck? Okay, let's go. Relax. Relax. America. America.
When the dust settled, Johnny's filming equipment was gone. Viewers in the chat filled the screen with laughing emojis, celebrating that he'd finally been roughed up. This time, shaken and without his gear, Johnny left Israel not long after. But the lesson still didn't sink in. By late 2024, Johnny Somali landed in South Korea. The problem here? He chose the wrong country to gamble with. South Korea has deep historical wounds, especially connected to World War II. And Johnny's first big stunt was to target the Statue of Peace, which is a memorial honoring Korean women forced into sexual slavery by the Japanese military. Picture it, Johnny dancing obscenely in front of the statue, then kissing it on the lips for his viewers. He framed it as a message of solidarity. I did everything in Japan for Koreans and Chinese, but it was transparent mockery.
Japan was for the Korean and the Chinese people.
The act was broadcast on national news. Outrage was immediate. Clips circulated with captions like, "Don't be so sure you'll leave Korea in one piece. Koreans don't tolerate this kind of disrespect." And they were right. Unlike Japan, where confrontations often ended in a slap or a forced apology, South Koreans weren't playing around. Young people began treating him like a sport. Spot Johnny Somali on the street? Press him, expose him, film it. He couldn't walk through Seoul without being recognized and confronted. Some people shouted at him, others hit him. By the end of some days, his face was swollen and bruised.
Go to Johnny's room, we're gonna have
One South Korean YouTuber even put up a bounty, 1 million won, or about $770, for information on his location. And still, Johnny streamed. He carried bags of rotten fish through the streets. He blasted North Korean propaganda songs on buses. He spilled ramen and threw noodles at store clerks when they refused him alcohol. He even ran through Seoul in his underwear, daring people to call the police. "Go ahead. I'm Johnny Somali," he shouted. To him, it was content. To Koreans, it was harassment. The government noticed. In November 2024, prosecutors confiscated his passport and his filming equipment. He wasn't leaving the country. Not this time.
Was right to say you should never have kids. Your father was right. Your father was.
Call the police, power chat live. Go. Oh, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Relax. Don't touch. Why are you touching me? Why are you touching me? I'm jogging. Why are you touching? Oh my god, what the fuck are you?
As if provoking in public wasn't enough, Johnny crossed a digital line. He shared an AI-generated deepfake of a Korean streamer named Bongbong IRL, making it appear as though she was his girlfriend. In Korea, distributing deepfake pornography is one of the most serious cybercrimes you can commit. Each count carries up to 7 years in prison, and prosecutors treat them harshly.
Somali shows 2 videos.
Bongbong filed a report immediately. Police arrested him within days. Though she later withdrew her complaint, the damage was done. Prosecutors still had enough to pursue the case. And it wasn't just Bongbong. Another victim was listed in filings, meaning Johnny faced not 1, but 2 deepfake charges. By now, he wasn't just a nuisance streamer. He was a defendant in a growing criminal case. Johnny's antics even made it into politics. South Korean lawmakers debated whether new legislation was needed to punish disruptive foreign streamers more severely. One professor, Seo Young-duk of Sunshin Women's University, said plainly, "His actions are an unforgivable insult and deserve the harshest punishment as a deterrent." This wasn't just about Johnny anymore. It was about drawing a line for anyone who thought Korea could be used as a stage for cheap internet clout.
This is a fucking game, nigga. Bro, I got Korean investigation documents. These niggas been interrogating me for months, for days. These niggas on my ass. When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill," and they say, "Okay, go home with a fine of $500.
In March 2025, Johnny made his first court appearance. He showed up late, claiming a stomachache. He wore a MAGA hat until the judge forced him to remove it. And when the session finally began, he pleaded guilty to several obstruction charges: the convenience store incident, the rotten fish stunt, the bus and subway disruption.
So we just wrapped up with the first day of trial for the Ramzi Khalid Ismail case, that is Johnny Somali. And what happened was he was over an hour late.
The dude has played every single card wrong,
And I'm shocked that like every time I show up and find out something new about Johnny Somali, he drops the bar even lower. Like, who would ever think, if you have an important trial and it's about your own freedom, why would you ever get drunk and stream the night before and pass out and talk shit about the judge and the prosecutors and show up over an hour late to your trial?
By May, he added 2 more obstruction charges to the guilty pile. But when it came to the deepfakes, he dug in his heels. Not guilty, his defense, that he didn't know how to make them, that he was drunk when he streamed them. The prosecution pounced. It doesn't matter who made them. You published them. You distributed them. That's the crime. And the judge agreed. By August, another charge landed on him, disrupting rides at Lotte World Theme Park. A staff witness testified against him, describing how he ignored repeated warnings to stop filming. Johnny tried to plead not guilty at first, gambling the witness wouldn't show up. But when she did, motivated and clear, he folded and changed his plea to guilty on the spot. The list kept growing. 4 counts of obstruction of business, up to 5 years each. 2 counts under the Minor Offenses Act, 2 counts of sexual violence law, deep fakes, up to 10.5 years each. Maximum exposure, 31 years. Some legal analysts even argued it could climb to 46 years if everything stacked with aggravating factors. Realistically, experts predicted between 5 and 8 years. Still, that's years of his 20s gone. The very youth he claimed he was risking everything for, traded for concrete walls and prison food. By the fall of 2025, one thing was clear. Johnny Somali's story had run out of road. He'd pleaded guilty to multiple charges. He was banned from every major platform. His passport was confiscated. And maybe that's the real story here. Not just one man's arrogance, but how the internet rewards it, until the real world steps in. Johnny Somali wasn't built in a vacuum. Every click, every donation, every viral outrage clip told him to go further. And he did. From trains in Tokyo to sacred walls in Jerusalem to buses in Seoul, he kept raising the stakes until there was nowhere left to go. So here's the question. Was Johnny Somali's downfall just one reckless streamer's fate, or a problem with the internet itself? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload.